Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Be Better on Purpose, Passion for Purpose Up Close and Personal podcast with your host, Dr. Darryl Jones. And today I have Reece Peace. And Reece Peace is not only a book author, but he's a man with a lot of stories to tell about the life that God has given him. And you're going to be really impressed. You're going to be blessed. And you're going to be just captivated, just like I was by his story. So Be Better on Purpose, Passion for Purpose Up Close and Personal podcast. Let us find out, who is Reece Peace? Reece, who are you?
Hey, how everybody doing in TV land or podcast land? Yes, my name is, first name is Reece and last name is Peace. And yes, I do endorse the Reece Peace. He's here,
Get that deal. I like that. Get that deal.
Basically, I was born in California, San Bernardino, California. That's about 55 minutes from Los Angeles. Okay. I seen everything in the streets. I seen killers right in front of me. I seen drugs. I seen just a lot of stuff that was in California. Even though I'm in Atlanta now, yeah. But for me, raised in California by a mother, and not even telling people that my mother was going to even have me. She would tell me the story about she was going to have abortion, and she said she heard a God voice and said, "Do not have abortion with this child. He was, chosen, called." And yeah. She didn't tell me I was 30 years old, but otherwise that I just, like I said, I'm from California, just a guy who made it through life, and I've seen so much. I mean, I should have been dead a long time ago. I should have been in prison for 20 years, but thank God for deliverance of that part too. But I'm a young man from California, just now in the music business, was a gospel rapper, still doing the music production, still doing music, and I'm glad to be on your show and meet the people out there in the podcast land.
I think I'm so glad to have you here. And, I really get excited because I've had the opportunity to have people come on with such unique stories. And I think it's just so fascinating that we all have a unique story to tell, because I truly believe that we all are here on this earth for a purpose. And that's all a part of my whole Be Better on Purpose. If you're going to have a purpose, you might as well be better at doing it. Yeah. I know this isn't just being average or being below average, whatever it is that you feel you're here on this earth to do, be the best at it, keep doing better at it until you become the best version of you that you could possibly become. And hearing you say you're from California, California is almost the farthest end of the country from where we are right now. And, it's interesting how far you travel to get here to see what your purpose is, and not only see what your purpose is, maybe to further your purpose. Because the one thing about a good purpose, it don't always remain the exact same. A lot of times there's a journey that causes it to develop and grow and become something even bigger than we can even imagine.
Yes.
So you're into music, you do gospel rap, you're a book author. Which one is your passion? Which one you love the most? Is it all pretty much the same?
You know what? It's basically the same. I always have loved entertainment, even when I was a young boy. Yeah. When I was in kindergarten, I was always make sketches of like little things and little kids playing or a family, something like that. And the teacher was like, "How do you make up this?" I want to make up this big stories. And it was so funny, the reason why about my book, because since I was an imaginator, just like imagining big things out of this world, yeah. I guess why God gave me the story. He said, "Okay, you want to tell stories. I'm gonna give you one for yourself." So guess what? He gave.
You'll be surprised how kindergarten story time could come into something really big.
Yes. And what's so funny about me from California, and it was so shocking how I came from California to Atlanta. I don't know anything about Atlanta, and it was so funny. It's in the book too, but it was so funny when I was asking God about Atlanta. I was basically driving to LA, going to go do some music business.
Yeah.
And I told God to give me a sign. So here I'm driving, and I asked God to give me a sign. So I'm driving. The highway got pretty busy in California. So I decided to take a shortcut, made a left turn. I ran to a street called Atlanta Street. I said, "Whoa." I said, "Okay, God, you give me one more sign, God." You're going to ask one more sign for God. So I said, "God, give me one more sign." So I noticed the highway start moving again. I get back on the highway. Now I'm in LA, California, and a car pulled right in front of me with some Georgia license plates on it. I like Atlanta, Georgia. You see that?
Yeah.
And I remember driving up close to them so I could see who they was. You know, there was some Caucasian people, and they was having fun. You know, they were dancing in the car like they're playing music. I said, you know what? If Atlanta folks are happy, I'm moving to Atlanta.
Yeah. And you know, it's so amazing because here in Atlanta, we have people from all walks and all parts of the world. You know, not just the United States, people from all over the world lives here in Atlanta. And you know, a lot of times people ask me, how is it that you able to stay in Atlanta all your life? And my thing was this. I said, why would I leave a place everybody's trying to get to? So I'm born and raised, I'm a native Atlantan, and I've seen Atlanta change so much through my years, but it's been great. You know, a lot of times when you used to something being the same, you don't like change, but I think change is change. It's not either good or bad, it's how you interpret it. So the fact that you was able to come from California to Atlanta, I know it might have seemed like it was a little culture shock because we're a little slower than the pace in California. You know, we don't have a lot of all night type of things going on. And, you know, we talk a little slower. We drag our feet a little bit longer than sometimes people are used to because we are in the South. But Atlanta is a great place to be. And so many people have come here and made a great life. So I see your Reese's pieces, the Reese's branding in front of you, and it's a plate on your name, and I love that, and it's a great marketing idea. And I think M&M's on Reese's, either Mars or whoever the company is, but whoever they are, it's Hershey's. Okay, whoever they are, they need to reach out to you and try to get you into some type of endorsement deal.
Hey, there you guys, y'all see that now? Coming from the profit now over there, y'all.
They should get you some type of endorsement deal. So, you know, name brand recognition goes a long way.
Yes.
Well, I see behind you, you have your book. So you have your book, The Perfect Story.
Yes.
Now let's talk about that some too, because I want to make sure we get a lot of the book, and then we're gonna talk about your music and your rapping and some of the things like what you was like as a child growing up, and some of the things you've done in your early adult life. But I really enjoyed the book. I'd say I enjoyed it so much. I have my own copy of it. You know, a lot of times when people get a book and people say they will buy it, they don't necessarily, you know, I'm sure they mean to, but they don't necessarily go out and do it. And, you know, I have several books, and I know a lot of people say, I'm gonna get your books, I'm gonna get your book. And I believe they will at the right appointed time by God. But when I heard about your book, the title and how you described it, I said, this is a book I have to get. And when I got it and I saw the page, I said, okay, this is a page turner. And this is a book, looking at the size of it, I said, this is a Hollywood Atlanta script. And reason I said Atlanta too, because we do a lot of movies and shows in Atlanta.
Yes.
So
Now I see that. Atlanta, Georgia. Now I see that also. Yes.
So let's talk about this book. Tell me some of the inspiration and what you were going through and how God revealed certain things about your life, and you was able to take that and put it on some pages and make a book out of it. What was that process like?
I knew I had a story before the meat of the story. You say that. Yeah. Because I seen God in my life. I mean, it was so funny when I would tell my friends what happened or the experience I had. They're like, boy, you were drunk. I'm like, no, man, no. This what happened. They said, no, nothing. But see, God would do that with certain people, you know. So, so the experience, so when the meat of the book came about, I guess you know what the meat of it. I ain't gonna say nothing about it yet until we come to that part. And a lot of people kept coming to me, saying, you need to write a book. Now, I'm from California, from the streets. I didn't like vocabulary. I didn't know how to read. I didn't know how to spell. Even in class, when they would ask me to read, I was trying to find good words I can know how to read. You know, I did not raise my hand for that, you know. But God had set me down, and sometimes I would be in my house for 3 days straight, none word, and just God was giving me. He allowed me to remember every single thing I was going through. In this whole show, when we get to the meat of the book, he was even showing me what people were saying.
Wow.
In the book. So, like I said, now this is just like the Bible. The Bible, you got 66 books in the Bible, and that's just the little piece of the Bible. Like this book, this is a little piece of it. It's just so much. I could have wrote like 20 more books with this one. This is the first one, you know. And it got, like I said, people have been putting on Amazon. You cannot put this book down. You will see, trust me, you see God. Even the people in the world who not even born again Christian are now believing in God now.
And you know, it's so interesting because I believe God used so many things in life to let people realize who and what and how he's able to make a difference in our life if we allow him. And if we just get still long enough to hear that still voice and sometimes that loud, audible voice of God. And when you do, you go move.
Yeah, yes. and I kept on hearing the book.
Yeah.
And let me go for this. And then once I started, because you know, once you start with God, God starts it, we have to start it. So like it's controversy. God give you the inspiration to do it. So he gave me the inspiration to do it. I just kept going with it. I kept flowing with it. Just kept writing. And I like when I was writing it, sometimes you write stuff that really happened bad in your life, you can after sometimes came with tears in my eyes. But God had comforted me because it's stuff I went through. And I like, this happened, but by him showing me, I got comfort by the Holy Spirit, you say.
And you know, you think about how God does that. And I heard you when you said that when you were younger, you weren't big on vocabulary and spelling and things like that. And I'm so glad you didn't let that stop you from writing a book, because so many people think that you have to be perfect and you have to write it. And that's, you know, that slows so many people down because they think they have to get it right the first time. And I remember when I first started writing, my wife used to always tell me that I was a writer, I was an author, I used to write sermons and do all these other things, but I was a lazy writer. And she would say that. She said, "You're a lazy writer." She said, "You got all this stuff in you and you would not put it in a book form." So some years ago, I decided to sit down long enough and just see. And next thing I know, my fingers got to moving and I wasn't concerned about, and I was good at vocabulary and spelling and conjugating verbs and all those things. But my problem was I wanted it perfect the first time. And I found out that you will always find errors in writing and when you're doing things. And even though I've published books, I could still pick up one of my books and find an error in it, even after edits, after revisions and things like that. So don't let edits stop you. Don't let revisions stop you. Just let it flow and let God do what God do. And when it's time to correct it, God will show you what needs to be corrected. And I'm glad that you took that and you went forward with it, because that's going to be encouraging and inspiring to somebody. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about some of the stuff in the book without giving everything away, because we want people to buy it. So let's talk about some of the things that might get them excited about wanting to buy it.
Well, the main focus of the book, the reason people are buying it is, I'm gonna go straight forward with it. It was married, and my ex-wife now, assassinated 5 separate times, and that's the meat of the book. But it's a story to it, and that's why people ask me, why you call it a perfect story? Because it wasn't perfect what I went through, but look now, the book. You know what I'm saying? And later on, are looking like gonna be a movie or a movie series. But that was the main focus. But also the main focus on how I did survive it, and I knew it was God. And I knew God had really wanted this story to come out. And it was sometimes embarrassing. Some people don't tell these stories because they're embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
I wasn't ashamed to say anything that I went through. And now when I did give a testimony in front of 300 men. And they came to me and said, "Sir, thank you for being real on your book. Thank you for showing that I can't be ashamed of the stuff I went through." Because it was a testimony. Look at Paul. Look at David. Look at all of them went through stuff, but it was in the Bible. So I wasn't ashamed of it. I just had to become real with it because God put me through it. But like I said, I went through it. I didn't stay there, you know. Yeah.
Our shame and our disappointments and heartbreaks are God's glory when we reveal it and communicate the strength of God that allowed us to get through it. That's something to say, you know, there are people who are sitting on millions of dollars, but shame is keeping them away from it.
Yes.
Because they feel like people will look at them differently. And my thing is this: if shame can make God get glory and God can bless you through it, what do I care about what people say?
Yeah.
Why do
Yeah.
we care about what people think? It's
Mm-hmm.
we all have our own life, we all have our own journey, and we all have our own path. And you know, when you share, so when I talked to you earlier, you sharing with me how there was a threat on your life on not one, two, but on numerous occasions. I started thinking about the song by Kurt Carr, where he said, God blocked it.
Mm.
And that song, God blocked it. A lot of us who are walking in the body of Christ, we know that there are a lot of things in our life that try to take us out or try to cause us harm, and God blocked it. In your case, it was the actual threat of your life.
Yes. And I was sleeping with it, like the movie Sleeping with the Enemy.
Yeah.
I would be sleeping with the enemy, but God never revealed it to me yet. He basically allowed me, and we say blocking. I'm gonna go to one occasions with this. Me and my daughters, my daughter also is a rapper singer. I was taking her to go get her video edited.
Mm-hmm.
This is back in July 2019. So we seen these guys on the corner. So here I'm making a left turn. It was like a war zone. Boom, 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 boom. Punch. I hit down the street real fast. So my girls, get down, get down, get down. So they get down. We get to a safe place. I tell them to get up. My girls is okay. And then so I get so emotional when I talk about this part right here. So my daughter's is okay. And then my car was okay. I called the police because there was a white car behind me. So my car was okay. My girl's okay. I'll call police. It's a white car getting shot up. That's the first thing I said, the white car getting shot up. Mm-hmm. So we went ahead and take off to do my daughter's stuff. I called to my neighbors. I said, "Y'all hear that shooting?" They said, "Yeah, we heard it. We heard it. We was all getting down. We heard like it was a war zone. It was like a war zone out there." We did her video stuff. We came back, but we didn't see anything. We didn't, we think we're gonna see bodies on from the white car on the ground. We thought we were gonna see blood and heads cut off, but we didn't see nothing like that. I said, that is weird, So went on my day. I'm gonna pass this up. Later on, God revealed it to me. They were shooting at me. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? So I go. And then when I was married, I go to my wife, babe, you remember that shooting happened back in 2019? God said they were shooting at me. And the first thing she was all nervous. I came to tell our daughters on how God protected us. And she goes, no, don't tell our daughters that. I said, babe, let's tell our daughters how God protected us. Yeah, no, don't tell us that. I didn't pay no mind. So, I just stayed married, didn't understand it. I don't want to give too much out, but when I'm going to reveal something, I'm going to backpass something. Mm-hmm. One day I was at the racetrack. Mm-hmm. I saw this real big guy. This dude was so big, and he was holding the door. Yeah. So I go to the front door. He closed the door. I said, "Sir," and I said, "You close the door for me?" He said, "Yeah, I'll hold the door just for you." I said, "Wow." I said, "Man, you're a big guy." And I'm looking like him. You're a big guy. And I think you do bodyguard work because I just started my company. Yeah. He said, "No, I don't do bodyguard work." So I got my ticket for my gas. I go back to my car. I said, "You know what? I should have gave that man my telephone number, at least if he want to change his mind." Yeah. So I go back in the store. I cannot find him nowhere. The biggest guy on the planet, I can't find him. So I went back to my car. I waited for him to come back outside. He never came outside, so I just went ahead and left. Mm-hmm. But then I'm going to pass something up. Later on, when I was praying downstairs, when I was married, God told me that same guy you saw at racetrack was the same angel who blocked the bullets back in July 2019. I'll cry. And so that's why I'm looking for Dwayne Rock Johnson to play that part.
It's amazing how God specializes in the details, because a lot of times we don't see a lot of stuff, and God have to explain it to us because we are just in such a wow factor when God does something so huge and so big in our life. It's like, wait a minute, I don't understand this. How did this happen? And just seeing that, knowing that God was able to reveal to you what it was and how he used this person as an angel, not only to protect you, but to open doors. And, I like seeing things metaphorically as well. That him opening and holding the door was not just for you to walk into the store, but it's walking into your purpose and walking into what God has for you as well.
Yes. And that's one of them. But and then I can say another. Now, there's a whole bunch of stuff in this book. Now, it's not just her. I can be funny on certain parts, but now remind me. That's the reason why I was married before the first hit man or hit woman, you could say. I got married because I tried to avoid from the fornication part. So when I got married the first time, because the church I was going to, they didn't like you dating. And I just wanted to be saved. That's when I really got saved. It was back in 7/12/93. I still can remember the date when I really, really, really got saved. I was married for 2 years. My first wife tried to have me assassinated. Yeah, she sent gang members. I was at IHOP eating breakfast, and she sent gang members at IHOP to come kill me. But when they came in, they decided to get them a plate, and we had breakfast together talking. And she was looking at, y'all ain't gonna do nothing to him? They said, no, we're gonna eat breakfast with him to relax. I looked at her. I said, you sent them here to kill me? No, you didn't. But no, I played it out. Now I'm gonna go somewhere else. People say, this boy don't get married no more. So my second wife, come trying to avoid fornication. I married her for 2 years. She tried to kill me. She bought 2 guns looking for me. Everybody would say, hey man, she's looking for you, better watch out. I was like, I was running, like, where's she at? Look, she's around the corner over there, watch out. I had to run. And then now you see what happened to my third one. Yeah. But I didn't feel so much on the third one because she tried to do it 5 times.
Yeah. So 3 different women tried to kill you.
Yeah.
People probably want to know, what is it about you that you think make them want to kill you? Besides the fact that maybe God has this purpose for you and that's the enemy way of trying to keep that purpose from coming forward. Is it something that you are doing to women that these women feel like you push them over the edge or something like that? Are you loving them too hard? Are you not loving them enough? Or what do you think it could be?
I'm glad you said that, because every time people would ask me that question, they said, what you do to her? What you do to her? I said, well, hold. I said, hold on for a second now. I didn't do nothing. I was a good man. But see, every woman that I picked, I'm not a tall guy, I'm like 5'8", 5'9", and sometimes people are looking at the outer part of a person. I started looking at the inner part of a person. And even though I was a man of God, I was going to church. But I looked at it every time I got with somebody, it was like they were looking at me for the benefits because I was in the music business. Yeah. I'm buying big deals and all that stuff like that. So when the deals didn't come through, instead of just, oh, honey, we're going to be okay. We're going to be just fine. Just keep on holding on. Just keep on waiting. They just try to take our brother out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so I learned now just to, I've been divorced for 2 years and 3 months now. And I've been just being like, maybe God don't want me to get married. But if God want me to get married, he need to come down from heaven, holding her. Hey, this is your wife right here, like that. So, but otherwise, no, I was just being a good, now I'm against some spiritual discernment. I believe there are some people who are sealed. Satan can't get inside of them. I believe Satan got inside of these women just to basically take me out, because I see that I have a purpose for God. Yeah. So, and he will use the closest, Satan will try to use the most closest person in your life to hurt you or to harm you. And people say, you have friends and you have families. He's going to try to find the most close. I mean, look, he used my wives. I would never ever think it would be my wives who would try to kill me. I would be looking for a gang member, a gangster, or somebody. But no, he used the most. And each wife I had was beautiful. Now, get me wrong. And don't forget, was Satan Lucifer was most beautiful person before he fell in heaven? So he would use one of the most beautiful women, Jezebel. Think about Jezebel. Jezebel was the most beautiful woman during her time. And look at her, killing prophets. Even they was running from her. Like me, I was running.
I just find this so fascinating. And you think about the women that came into your life, the ones, and they all trying to kill you and things like that. You know, people have no idea what goes on behind closed doors in people's houses and things like that. And a lot of times you just know don't know what puts people over the edge and things. And the enemy could come, like you said, disguised as a friend, disguised as a loved one, and you just never know what might happen. And here it is that you are able to survive. You're able to stand now and tell the story, and there's a story that's going to come forth. You know, that's encouraging to someone. And a lot of times people don't realize that everything happens for a reason. We might not ever understand it, and we might not even like it. So what was it like now going to sleep with one eye closed and the other one half open? I mean, one eye open and the other one half closed.
It was so funny you said that part. First of all, God had revealed to me on my third wife that she was having an affair. So when God revealed to me, I asked her. Matter of fact, it was one time we were sitting down, have a nice little dinner, and I said, babe, if you ever cheated on me, I will still love you and forgive you if you just tell me. And I remember at the table, she was shaking like this, like shaking, like, and I looked at her, she said, oh no, honey, I would never cheat on you. I would never cheat on you. But God has put that in me to tell her that. I believe that if she would have came to me and said, honey, I did cheat on you, I apologize, I'd probably be still married today, and she wouldn't even try to attack me. But the reason why, another reason why she tried to have me assassinated, because she didn't want to be found out that because she was a good girl, a church girl. But don't forget, the devil goes to church too, you know. So met her in church, speaking in tongues, woman. Now in the church, stand up, praise the Lord in the church. But we are the church.
Yeah.
So here I am. So after that question. So so then one day I knew she was having an affair, but I couldn't find it because God revealed it to me. But I was upset because God was showing me. So if God showed you something or revealed something to you, he's bringing you out of something, or he trying to bless you with something. I remember one time I was cutting the yard, and this is in the book, and I'm giving something in the book. And I remember she called me up one day. And she said, honey, I can't wait to get home from work. Now I know she's having an affair. Now I didn't know about the killer yet. I didn't know anything about the killer yet. I knew she was kind of having an affair, but I couldn't figure it out. I said, honey, I can't wait to get home. We gonna take some baths together. We gonna make love. We gonna drink some wine. She was saying all this stuff, you know. I said, okay, cool. God said, Johnny. I said, Johnny? I said, Johnny live across the street from me. Whoa. And she's having an affair with Johnny. Johnny and James, I'm going to change their names, was these big grown men who live with their mother.
Wow.
40, 45. So while I'm at work, I'm starting to see them come over to my house. So my wife gets home. Now, we're supposed to be taking baths together, having dinner, drinking wine, making love. I text her before she got home. I said, babe, who's Johnny? And then I had to call Johnny. I had Johnny's number. Yeah. I said, Johnny, but he didn't answer the phone. Give me a call, man. I want to ask you a quick question. So between Johnny called my wife and said, hey, your husband just gave me a call. What's up with that? Or she saw my text and it said, baby, who's Johnny? So whatever happened, so she get home now. Don't forget now, we supposed to be getting ready to take some baths, making love. Don't forget now. So she comes to the garage. She said, honey, I don't feel too good. Let's just take a rain check. I said, yeah, God just told me. But I said in my mind, I was mad. I was just so happy that God showed it to me.
Yeah.
I said, God, you got to do something. And then that part came in, that part. So so that's the part I've heard now, knowing that. Then the part when I know came about, I'm just skipping to some parts, found out that she tried to kill me. Now I am sleeping with the enemy now. Now, I did talk to police officers. I did go to the police. I said, man, I believe my wife's trying to have me killed. And he said, this is during the pandemic. He said, you got any proof? I said, I don't got nothing. I said, y'all get y'all videotapes and y'all get y'all stuff y'all do. He said, we don't have the sources to do that. I said, what? So I said, y'all got to do something. He said, you just try to record her or something. I'm going to do that. My wife ain't trying to kill me. Now, I'm skipping some parts. I'm skipping some parts a little bit. I was at the local grocery store. I'm not going to say what store yet. Yeah. I'm skipping some parts. So this guy was following me out the store. This is in a book. Don't give me too much on the book. It's okay.
Oh, no, that's good. Because people want to know, people like having little insights, like a trailer. So this is good.
So I am coming out the store. Now, this is 2 days before Thanksgiving, back in 2020. See, I know all the days. You say, I can't forget none of these days. I'm looking for my favorite sweet potato pie. I'm going to say what pie I'm looking for, but they didn't have none. So I'm coming out the store, and this guy is following me. I'm like, what's up, man? He said, not much. And he's like up on me. And this is the second hit. The first hit was the time they shot my car. Oh, shot at my car, but they missed the car because my big angel blocked the bullets. That we all have angels, that God angel. So I'm walking up the store. I'm asking the guy, what's up? He kept following me. And I asked him, was you okay? He was shaking. He was like nervous about something. And I looked at him. I said, man, you need prayer? He said, man, pray for me. Pray for me. I said, huh? He said, pray for me. So I'm praying for him. I'm telling him the Lord's Prayer. I asked him, was he born again? And he said, no. He said, you can't get born again. I said, why not? He said, because I'm Muslim. I said, dude, you can get born again. You just going to change over to Jesus. He said, then I want to get born again. So I'm getting him born again in the Lord's Prayer. Here comes another guy rushing up, pulling somebody his bag. The guy who I was praying for let go of my hand, grabbed his friend, said, no. He's praying for me. He's praying for me. He said, pray for my friend. So I'm praying for his friend. I get him born again. Knowing when he was pulling something in his bag, he was pulling out a gun. This is 5 o'clock. Now, let me tell you something. This is 5 o'clock p.m. It was about 5 o'clock p.m., broad daylight. This dude's about to shoot me in my head, broad daylight, at the grocery store. And this I'm going to say what street. I'm going to say what grocery store it was, but it was an old national highway.
Oh, that's okay. I thought you were talking about them still in California. Oh, man.
This is Atlanta. But the two wives tried to kill me in California. The third wife, all this took place in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes. So I get home. Now this is the part. This is nothing but a movie. I get home, and God revealed it to me that God's gonna kill me. I said, "Oh man, that's why he was following me out the store. The guy was pulling out a gun to shoot me, but that's why he let go of my hand and grabbed his friend." I go in the house. My wife, now ex-wife, I keep saying ex-wife, was at the table by her phone. I know she probably was nervous when the garage opened up. Like, who opened the garage? But when I walked in the house, I said, "Babe, you won't believe it happened." I'm telling the story. I'm telling you guys. And she jumped up in the air and go, "No!" And she ran to the sink and threw up. I'm thinking she did that because her husband might get shot. But all that time, later on, God revealed it to me. She said no because her husband, because they didn't do it. Now I'm finna forward back to somewhere now. When I went to the police to go ask the police about I tell the police my wife's trying to kill me, they were like, give them proof. So anyway, I said, you know what? My wife ain't trying to kill me. I'm tripping. I'm my mind delusion like that. And I asked the manager for the videotape. I said, because they got cameras out there. So I asked the manager, can you give me the videotape? Something, because I was supposed to be assassinated at that store. He said, I can't give you the videotape. He said, I can give it to the detectives. Yeah. So I'll go back to the detectives. I said, hey, y'all get this videotape. They said they can give y'all the videotape. They would, we'll try to take, we'll see. I said, you know what? I'm done. My wife ain't trying to kill me. I'm tripping. I go home, and my wife was used to be wife, ex-wife. She was laying down watching TV, and she loved her crime show. I don't know why she liked a little crime show, but now I know why. She watches all crime shows. So she was watching TV. And I said, "Babe, how you doing?" I said, "Fine, honey. How you doing? I'm waiting for you to get home because I wanted to maybe no, we can just mess around." Because now she wanted to be a good wife because she could kill me. I said, "Babe, you remember that time about the guy who was gonna kill me at the local store?" "Oh yeah, honey. I remember you told me that story." I said, "Guess what I'm gonna do today?" I said, "What you gonna do?" I said, "I went to the local store." I ain't gonna say the name of the local store. I went to the local store and asked for the videotape. So I could take the videotape to the police. Man, she jumped out of that bed so fast, butt naked. "No, don't do that. Don't do that. Leave alone. You already prayed for them. You already got them born again. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Don't leave them alone." Man, I turned around, my heart fell in my chest. I said, "Oh my God, I am sleeping with the enemy." I don't know what to do. So I go downstairs, say, "Honey, come back upstairs. I wanna make love." Now she wanna make love. I am not sleeping no enemy. Look, man, look, a man could do any time with a woman, anytime. Not no more. Bro, look, I'm about to sleep with the enemy. I am not. I said, "Honey, I'm gonna go downstairs and work on some music." I'm downstairs, my heart is beating. I said, "Oh my God, I'm super enemy. What to do? What to do?" So I said, "Honey, I'll be right back." I went back to the police station and I told them what I just told you guys. They were like, "Well, you gotta get some evidence." I said, "Y'all do something, man. Y'all do. I'm sleeping with a witch. I'm sleeping with an enemy, man. My wife is trying to kill me. Come on, help me, help me." Oh, we'll try. It was during the pandemic when a lot of police officers and a lot of things was going on. A lot of people wasn't on the streets. Yeah. Anyway, I went home and I'm just trying to figure it out. Don't forget we have kids. So I couldn't leave my kids. Just trying to figure out how to do this. And later on, from the police, it got to the other police officer, and they got to the FBI. And if you want a more situation how it got to the FBI, that's another part of the story though. But that's how I knew. And I was definitely sleeping with one eye open and with enemy. And then later on, it's some more stuff in the book it was like, you remember that movie called Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah, I remember that.
We were something like that on the farther part of the book, because now I know she's trying to kill me, and she knows that I know that she's trying to kill me. so we were both walking around the house like this, eye to eye. Man, I had to put cans. I'm not going farther though, but later on the book, there was time that I had to put cans on the steps. I had to put a fortress around my house. Now, everybody trying to tell me get the house. Yeah. The police tell me get the house. The FBI is telling me get the house. I said, "Y'all just come get her. Just come get her." It ain't like that. We got to get evidence. We got to get this, because it was more people involved in it that I don't want to give too much, but it was too many more people that was getting involved. Not just her that was in part of this story.
This is just so interesting, considering this ain't something that happened 5, 10, 20 years ago. This is something that's happened recently. You talk about during pandemic, and I'm just thinking, I said, this wasn't that long ago. And you're able to tell the story, you're able to put it in the book and everything, and just look at, you would never think, just looking at you, that you had this type of attack on your life. And you're able to not only tell the story, but still know that God is in your corner, still able to know that God has you and God is protecting you. And it's almost as though, when I think about this, so many people probably have things similar to this going on, but never knew how to share it, never knew who to tell or how to tell or what to do with it. So now you're at a point that you've written a book, you're getting in touch with different type of people about how far this book can go through publishing, possibly a movie or drama series or something like that. What is it like for you now? I'm thinking that you're not living with this wife anymore, because you said ex-wife. So what is it like now?
Well, now just be advised, this case is still ongoing. All they told is that they everything looks good. They apologized to me because there's so many cases going on. But I did tell them I wrote a book. They kind of went up to me and said, why you write a book for? I said, first of all, this was a good story, and everybody kept telling me to write the book. And this is what I do. I always wanted me a story to write.
Yeah.
Always wanted me a story to write. I from still today, I'm still can't tell anybody really exactly where I live. There's some friends know where I live at because of the ongoing investigation. I mean, the FBI is involved in it. You know what's? I'm finna go back to somewhere real quick. I knew God had wanted me to write the book, and I know God's going to do the movie because there was one time we was married, and when I was starting my company, and this is in the book, when I was starting my company, we was married. I said, babe, and then God said, I want you to do a film label. I said, a film label? But I only do music, God. He said, do a film label. I said, and I told him this when I was married. I said, babe, I looked back at her because she was right behind me. You know, like didn't know she was a killer though yet, you know. I said, God just told me to do a film label. I said, film myself. I said, okay, God. So I'm on the computer with the Secretary of State putting a film label. But see, God has a sense of humor. If God told me to do a film label before I knew about the killer, see, you see what he did? So I got the film label, and now from me working with a lot of, I be in a lot of movies. Actually, like I was in the Aretha Franklin movie, Genesis. Recently in the, I had to play a little tiny part. I was like a little extra in Creed 3. But by me going to these shoots, I know how the angles of cameras and everything. But right now, like I said, I'm going to go back to that. It's still on investigation. But I wrote the ending of my book because you can write, like the Bible talks about, be a pen of a ready writer.
Yeah.
I know about the laws, how it works, but how God's going to end it. So I made my own ending because I wanted to make sure this be a part 2 and a part 3 of this. Like I said, I talked to the officers. They revealed things to me, what's going on, let them know there's more people involved in this. But I'm not afraid to drive around because I know God's with me. Now, I ain't going to be just going up to the enemy. Hey, how y'all doing? How you doing? I still be careful. And like I said, it's so much. I'm skipping some parts. How everything was revealed, but I want to say something real quick. That this is really good. When the FBI finally got in touch with me, they had wanted her bank account statements, and they wanted her bank account. I didn't know her bank account because she never wanted a bank account together. So she was at work. Now don't forget. Now I know they're trying to kill me. So the other police gave the FBI a tip because they did see some stuff. I can say that she worked for the airlines. I'm not gonna say what airline she worked for. She used her buddy passes. That's how they got caught. She used her buddy passes to fly her cousins in from New York City and Jamaica. That's how the dates, when I said, I believe my wife was trying to kill me on these certain dates, it was the same timing when she flew people in. So anyway, I'm looking in her little private drawer while she's at work. I'm giving the FBI all the information. People might say, why are you saying all this stuff on this? I just want people to know it's a story. It's already in the book already. So people reading it. Even the FBI got the book. Because they asked me why the book out.
Yeah.
So I go on her little receipts and I'm seeing all this money. Like, where she got this money from? One receipt, it was $13,000 in it. In 1 week, it dropped down to $3,000. I'm like, what you do with $10,000 in 1 week? Not knowing a hit costs $10,000. If you look at it, a hit costs $10,000. I said, oh my God. So here I am looking at other stuff. I see an insurance policy on me that I didn't know anything about. She had an insurance policy on me, but the insurance policy is only $20,000. I said, I'm only worth $20,000. This, I don't know what I said. I must have said a bad word. So, I said, no, she didn't put $20,000 on me. Now, I'm upset. Then I see some other letters, like a GoFundMe fund.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, they were trying to put a GoFundMe fund on me. I said, okay, her and her sister, because her sister never did like me. And it was a reason why she didn't like me, because I wasn't that kind of race. I love the race, I want to say, but I don't know if I can say that. But I really, how you say this? There was a different culture that say that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't that culture, because I was a Black American.
Yeah.
So anyway, in that part, then this what makes it so funny. I go deeper in this little box. She had all these books about mercy and grace. So she was asking for mercy and grace from God before she even killed me. I'm like, how can she do that? Now, so that was religion. That's what I'm saying. That's the part with religion and having a personal relationship with God. Now, like for my life right now, I was saying, now I'm going back. I know I'm skipping a lot of parts because I want to give people a little taste, then kind of come back, get a little taste and come back. I am in the middle of, I got me an entertainment attorney. I have to producers, movie producers, and one of the major producers that I've talked to, that's in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't want to say no names, but he's one of the big producers, movie producers in Georgia. People did reach out to me, and they did ask me to get an entertainment attorney. And God is so good. Met an entertainment attorney. They're going to represent me. So I gave the big time producers, this billionaire producer, everybody should know who I'm talking about right now, but I'm going to say no names, the entertainment attorney number. And now they're looking at the book, but now other people are looking at the book too to do a story. But this is just part one. I got part 2 ready and part 3 ready of the book. But otherwise that, I'm just want to walk in the will of God. Sometime I know God got a sense of humor. Will I ever do this again? If God willing me to do something like this again, I'm ready for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for it. So for me, the come where I'm at right now, I'm more relaxed. You know, there's still an uphill battle. But if God wanted to use me for this purpose, I want to tell it. I want to tell the testimony. Now, it's a whole lot of stuff that I didn't say in this book, but that's just some of the meat of it. That's just some of the things that you will see in this book. There's other experience that I didn't hear, that I couldn't walk for 3 years. Oh, another reason why they really wanted me dead. You know, when you get married for rich or poor, health is strength. When there's time that she was going through her health, I was there for her. When she was going through her finances, I was there for her. Even got her the airport job. So you know how God set this. No, God set this up for now. Here my time to go through health, go through problems. I couldn't walk for 3 years. People didn't know that. Now I'm back dancing again and everything. I was in debt. I mean, in serious debt. But instead of my ex-wife, when I was married, honey, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. We're gonna be all right. They try to take me out, but you're gonna go through these things in life. You know, we gonna go through stuff no matter what. From the billionaire to the brokest man in the world. You know what I'm saying? From the Pope to the pimp, we all go through stuff. But we just have to stand strong. We have to be strong and solid as a rock. That we got to know that God's for us. Yeah. And you're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna make mistakes, but you're gonna have to know that God is for us, no matter what we go through. And just got to be strong, and you're going to see the outcome of it. You know.
And, you know, I think it's interesting as we sit here and we talk about this. I want to share this. Usually, say during the middle of the week, I always send out what I call the book work. It's my Bible study that I do at our church. And today, this is Passion Week, so we're getting ready to lead up to Good Friday and Resurrection Sunday. And today is the day, according to biblical interpretation, was the day that Judas betrayed Jesus. So that's what I talked about in my recording earlier this morning. And I said, here it is, Judas betraying Jesus. And I titled it, When You Have Been Betrayed or Hurt by Someone Close to You. And Judas was close to Jesus. Jesus trusted him so much, he trusted him with the money. So you know Jesus trusted him and they were close. So a lot of times there are so many people in life, they get hurt and betrayed by someone close to them. And here you are on this same day that I did this earlier this morning, talking about how not one, not two, but 3 women that you were married to tried to have you killed.
Yes. Yes, yes. And you know, so funny, my third wife, I loved her so much. I mean, I loved her. I mean, I did love her. And that's why I guess Satan and be advised, we waited. We was dated for 2 years, didn't have no sex and like that. And I loved her. I cherished her, everything and all that. And Satan knew. So Satan knew who to use to try, but guess what? He failed. He always failed. Even with, like you talking about Judas, he failed because it was a setup. So Jesus can go to the cross and play and have the blood and just go to the cross and get snatch the keys from Satan. And now that we are blessed, so everything that Satan do in our lives is nothing but a setup. It's really a blessing. Like he don't want to be blessing us. Like I can say it like that, but the things he do the most dumbest things he do, God know how to bring it back. What was meant for bad, God know how to turn to good.
You know, one of the things I like to share with my people that God has allowed me the privilege to serve is, has it ever occurred to you that nothing surprises God?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, nothing surprises God.
This is not the first time. Like my story, this stuff been happening for years. Right. This happening since I mean after they ate the fruit and Satan came in and got in. This stuff been going on for years. It's just that this is 2023 and I'm just basically revealing it on this time in the 20th century, that what goes on. And I'm not ashamed. People, like I said, people don't be ashamed of their stories. Just tell your story out there, just because it's going to help a lot of people. And basically my story is even when I couldn't walk, when I was in debt, how God got me out of it. So it's not just that, it's a whole bunch of stuff that's in this book that's showing what God had took me out of and delivered me out of.
You know, when we tell God, once we get saved, use me for your service, wherever you want me to go, I'll go. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do. We don't know the impact of those words and that feeling, because God has great things in store for us if we're willing to be used by him.
Yes. You are so right about that, Pastor. You are so right. And they sure they want to go through what God, I think it was a Pastor Joel Osteen said, if God show you what you have to go through to get to your promise, you wouldn't want to do it. So that's why he don't show you.
That's why we always say have the one step at a time process, because we can't handle all at one time what God has for our life. So God allows it to reveal through a journey. And as we journey one step at a time and trusting God with each step, God will lead us to that land of promise that he has for us.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
yes.
What would you like for the viewing audience to know about you now that you've gone through this, now that you in the process of doing a lot of things that's going on? How are you feeling right now?
You see how I'm feeling?
Yeah.
You know, I'm walking by faith still. Yeah. Even the book, probably doing a movie, we'll be doing a movie later on. It's still a process. I'm not finished yet. As long as I'm on this planet, we still on this planet, we still go through the process. So I know there are going to be other obstacles I have to go through. Now that I see, I mean, like Paul, God had revealed a lot of stuff to him, and he had to go through a lot of things. But I don't mind, as long God is with me, as long God is with us. I just have to finish the course. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but with the Holy Spirit with me, God with me, I know about my big angel now that's with me, you know. But it's still a process. Even when I was writing this book, even though I published it myself, the editors who was helping me make sure the book was edited was trying to even steal my story. Wow. And this was not right. So you think when you write a book, oh, everything gonna be like a raw treatment. No, they try to steal the story, not knowing I had the book copyrighted already. My name was already trademarked. The book was already copyrighted already. And then when it got revealed that it was the company, it was an individual who was basically my project manager. He was trying to give the story to somebody else. the police got involved. The CEO of them called me up and apologized to me of the company, the publishing company, who basically help you make sure the book's all edited and everything, because you write the book, but they need to make sure everything edited. Now, it's the thing that I always say: God's will, God's bill. So even though you have to put money involved into getting the book edited and stuff, I have to pay the finances. But I always kept on saying to God, how in the world you let me go through all this stuff and I'm paying for this part, for the editing and all that stuff? Because it's not a pretty penny now. Okay. But I was saying God's will, God's bill. After all that stuff went through with the publishing company, they apologized to me. They gave me all my money back. Wrote me an apology letter. So guess what? This book was meant for God, for me to write, because I asked God, to God, I went through all this stuff. I shouldn't be paying for this stuff. Yeah. And guess what? God's will, God's bill. Because it was
I'm going to use that. I'm going to cite you when I used it the first time. But after I cite you the first time, it's just going to be coming out of my mouth. God's will, God's bill. But the first time I'm going to cite Reece was the one who I heard this from first. And then after that, I just started using it.
Get some royalty checks on a little bit something.
Right. I make sure I give you a name when I cite the first time. But, you know, I just think you have such a tremendous story, and I love the spirit in which you tell it. And I love the joy that you still have within you because of what you're going through. Because a lot of times when people go through trials, it makes them bitter and not better. But we were made to be better. And we were made to keep going in spite of what we go through. And, you know, what you got going on right now is so much that I'm so excited about, that as it develops, we're going to have to get you on to tell some more of the story, because people are going to want to know more about this, and they're going to want to see, well, what happened next? What happened next, you know, and everything like that. And knowing that you've already got some movie and show credit up under you, you got some music in your repertoire, you know, like the Bible always said, eyes haven't seen, neither ears have heard, nor has it entered into the hearts of men who love him, who are called according to his purpose. And that's what it's all about, being in love with God and letting God's purpose live within you. So, Brother Reece, I just thank God for you. I thank God for your story. And we're gonna get opportunity to talk more, and we're gonna share more. And who knows, God might open up platforms where you might not see, well, you might be telling this story on network TV, on cable TV, and all over. And I just thank God for this opportunity that He brought our lives together, where we can meet each other and understand each other and share this book and read this book and learn more about life and teach people how to overcome.
Yes, overcome. And if anybody don't know where to get the book from, the book is on all platforms. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It will be in Barnes & Noble stores. Matter of fact, this week, it's Apple Books. And anybody want to follow me, I have music on YouTube as Reece Peace. I'm on Instagram as Reece E Peace. I'm on Facebook as Reece Peace. Look, Reece, just like Reece Peace. Everything Reece Peace. Everything Reece Peace. They can follow me on that. And basically, I'm just friends. I don't believe in followers. Hey, just we friends. Let's hang out up on internet like that, because I talk back to my to my friends, you know. So that's how you can reach out to me, and then anybody who get the book, I always sign the books. I always try to sign the books, and so far, like I said, the book has been doing. Like I said, I thank God for the bring me out, and to give the story. And like I said, I tell people, don't be ashamed of what you've been through. It's nothing. It's a test. It's a test to give your testimony. It was a mess to give your message.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this book after I read. I'm gonna put it in my car and keep it. Well, even while I'm reading, I'm gonna keep it in my car, because when I run into you, when we meet up, I'm gonna want a signature. I'm gonna want that book signed by Reece Peace, and let you know that I got an authorized signature, and I'm gonna get a picture and a photo op at the same time. So. Be Better on Purpose, Passion for Purpose, Up Close and Personal podcast. You just heard the perfect story by Reece Peace. go out and get this book. Go out to YouTube, IG, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, wherever you can find your social media platform, and connect with him, follow him. And when this story becomes a movie, you can actually feel like you was a part of it because you were able to be on the ground floor during the stages when it was actually coming together. So, Reece, I want you to close us out with just some words of encouragement to encourage and inspire and motivate those who might see this.
Basically, it's another saying that I always say, between God allowed it or God sent it. If you are a believer and you're going through something, God had allowed it. Like he allowed me to go through this so the story can go out. And like I said, he might send the enemy. He sent the enemy on Job's life. He sent the enemy on Joseph. God even said Joseph was a prosperous man. But look what he had to go through, Joseph. He had to go get sold into prison and got lied on by Potiphar's wife. So it's basically trust. Just even though if you're going through something, you're just going through it. You don't stay there. You're just going through it. And like we're going to say one more time, if it's God's will, it's God's bill. If God bless you with a car to help give people rides and you making payments on it, God's will, God's bill. And I got to tell you, just keep the faith. Just be strong. Hold on. And if you know what, if you already have testimonies already on what God had done for you, he is not finished yet. He's going to give you more testimonies. The testimony is not to show what God is strong in your life. He want to show you how strong you are. He want to reveal that you are a strong person. So I just thank y'all, and I'm humble with the experience. Thank you, Pastor Jones. Thank you guys. Keep in your prayer. I'm praying for you. God is good. Every day we wake up, this is the day the Lord have made. We shall rejoice and be glad.
Thank you so much. And thank you all. Be Better on Purpose, Passion for Purpose, Up Close and Personal podcast. You've heard it here. Reece Peace, the perfect story. Brother Reece, we'll talk to you soon. And I praise God for you. And I look forward to seeing and hearing great things from you.
Peace out. All right.
All right.